Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome to all my new followers. This week, as you can see, unfortunately we are snowed out, or rather snowed in. There's no going anywhere. I wanted to go downtown Dallas to do another street photography video, but unfortunately the conditions out on the road are so treacherous that it's just not safe to go out there. I recently completed a CLA on my Konica IIIA because, number one, it saves money to learn to do it yourself. And number two, I feel that in the future we're all going to need some of these skills because the generation of people that can repair these cameras are getting thinner and more scarce. And that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about in this week's video. It's going to be just a short video, which I wanted to talk about the benefits of shooting an all-mechanical camera. Now, the first benefit, of course, is that you do not need any batteries for it. Although I think that's a little bit of a moot point because I just purchased a Nikon FE2, which relies on two LR44 or S76 batteries. And those are so small, you can easily take a strip of 10 batteries with you and use those. But technically, or theoretically rather, you are not in need of any batteries, which gives you a little bit more freedom. You're never going to run out of them, and the camera doesn't have any electronics that in the future could potentially break down. Now, also, the generation of people that can still repair our cameras, they're getting thinner and scarcer. At least that's what it feels like. There are some newcomers out on the block. But I think it pays dividends to learn how to repair your own camera. I've had a lot of fun doing that. And I don't want to learn how to repair every single camera. I just wanted to learn how to repair my camera, which is the Konica IIIA once again. It wasn't really in need of any repairs, but I felt like, why not give it a full CLA? So I was able to, take the bottom cover off, the lens, and then also the top cover. There is a video, I've been cheating a little bit. Who doesn't cheat nowadays? We have a thing called YouTube where we can learn just about anything and everything. And thankfully on this camera, thanks to Jeffrey Guthrie from Japan Vintage Camera, there are a couple of really helpful videos on how to do that. But yes, an all-mechanical camera can still break down. Parts can break. Anything eventually does break down. But if you give it a good lubrication, a good CLA, clean, lube, and adjust, your camera should last you quite a long time. As a matter of fact, I do believe that this camera will outlast me because it's one of those really well-built cameras. And when you open up a camera like this, it just looks like a beautiful mechanical clock, like a watch, like one of those Breitlings or something like that. It's just a beautiful piece of machinery on the inside, and it really makes you appreciate all the craft that went in it, the design elements, the thought that went into it in order to make this a really great tool to shoot. Another reason why you should shoot with an all-mechanical camera is because you're not beholden to a light meter or some sort of weird mechanism in place which makes you lose a little bit of film. This camera is good to go right off the bat. I put that film in there, and technically as soon as I close the door I can start shooting at whatever shutter speed I want to, or I choose to. Yes, I will lose half a frame usually because that's been exposed to light. But like my FE, it takes three frames, I believe, at 1/250th of a second. And you kind of lose a few frames. So especially as expensive as especially color film has become, getting a few extra frames, even if it's just 2 frames, is really helpful. It really adds up over the year. You're paying the same amount anyway to get that roll developed. And even if you develop at home, you're still going to use the same amount of chemicals to develop that. So having an all-mechanical camera in that respect is certainly handy. So number one, no batteries. Number two, you can learn to repair that camera easily yourself. Of course, unless you're independently wealthy, you can send that camera in. You don't have to learn to repair your own camera. For me personally, it was just fun to learn in those days that I am maybe a little bit bored and there's nothing to do, like today, for instance. There's no going out. One could say that I could just start walking out, but I just don't feel like doing that today. And I don't live in an area where there's a whole heck of a lot of street photography to do anyway. I might walk around the apartment complex. But anyway, I digress. It's handy. They're very handy to learn how to repair all mechanical cameras. If you're a little bit handy, you can certainly do that, especially with this Konica IIIA. I'm assuming there are other cameras out there that are equally handy to repair on. I wouldn't know that because I've never looked back after I bought the Konica IIIA. And that's basically it, guys. That's my, short little video on why it pays off to shoot with an all-mechanical camera. You're a bit more free. All mechanical cameras usually don't have any clutter neither. Electronic cameras, even electromechanical cameras, they usually have a bunch of clutter going on in the viewfinder. If you shoot with an all-mechanical camera, that, especially the ones that have no light meter, and actually those are the ones that I'm referring to, there's no clutter. You look through that viewfinder and it's just all beautiful frame lines. So consider at least having one all-mechanical camera in your repertoire, and I think you will come to appreciate that camera. Guys, that is my short little video for this week. Love you guys. Next week we're back with a video out on the streets because we're going to get better weather. And love you guys. See you in the next video.